Hello friends, welcome again to my channel Addicted Soul, and today as you can see I'm going to do the review of some inks which are Monteverde inks. These inks are purchased a year back and I have been using these inks and they have given me a very satisfactory results. So we'll start with the swatch testing first and then we'll use these pens with different nibs to see the writing impressions of these inks. So I have with me Monteverde Topaz, Sapphire, Onyx, Garnet, Olivine, Ruby and Fire Opal. So one by one let's do the swab test first and then we'll do the writing impressions. Let us see how this ink looks like on the paper. And to be precise, I am not using any fountain pen friendly paper for this. I am using a local classmate notebook to check the results, as most of us are not doing work on fountain pen friendly papers. We are using normal copies in our daily life. So this is the Topaz. This one is the Sapphire. Now the Onyx. Garnet. Olivine. Ruby. And the last one is Fire Opal. So as you can see the colors, let us start with the pen. So I just tell you okay which pens I am using for testing. Let's start with the Lamy and I'll do the dip test. Lamy has got a fine nib and I'll be using Topaz, and then we'll check how this ink behaves in a fine point nib. Now is the advocate. This advocate is fitted with a Canwright broad nib, extra flex nib. So let's test Monteverde Sapphire with this. Let me check the flex also. So this is the flex performance. I think this paper is bleeding a bit, and we'll check out later how's the performance. Then I have got this airmail JBD. It has got a bock nib, and let's see how garnet performs with bock nib. This is a medium point bock nib. So as you can see, these inks are bleeding a lot right now on this paper. Let me check the olivine with this double broad nib in Heritage. I think because of this paper these inks are bleeding a lot and they cannot stand the broad nib usage. So let me check with the medium nib now. This is the Diplomat with a 14 karat gold nib and it's a medium nib. So let me check this Fire Opal or Ruby with this. Let me check how it performs with the medium nib. So Monteverde Ruby, Diplomat 14 karat gold nib, medium. So as you can see, we are using broad or double broad nib with this paper. This paper is bleeding and let's use some fine point like in Waterman and in Pilot Metropolitan. So let me check with the Fire Opal and this Waterman fine nib pen. So this is Fire Opal. Now this one is the Pilot Metropolitan and it has got a fine point, but this fine point is equivalent to extra fine. So let me check with this Onyx. So as you can see, this paper and the nibs that perform with these inks are especially the fine nibs that I am using. So let us check some more pens and nibs on this paper with these inks. This is the Oliver F27 and let me check it with the green one, Olivine. Okay, how it performs with the this is a stock nib and I don't know what's happening. It's not working at all even in the dip test. Let me check once more. No, it's not performing. So let me check with some other pen. Let us check Jinhao X750. This one is also a fine nib pen and fine to medium point. So as you can see, these pens are working fine with fine or fine medium nibs, but the broad nibs are totally bleeding over this paper. This one is Camelin Elegante. This one is Elegant. Oh, Elegant, we can use the Onyx one. Let me check. As you can see, the performance of the fine nib pen with Elegant, it's beautiful on this paper, but somehow this paper is bleeding the inks, and I should test these inks on some other paper as well. So this is the last pen that I have got right now, is the Camelin SD, and let me check if this pen also bleeds. This nib also bleeds the ink on this paper, so let me check. So as you can see, there are certain pens which makes the nibs bleed, and there are certain fine point pens which are working pretty fine on this paper. So, and the outcome of these inks are really good, but the bleeding, as you can see, is not very good. Let us do some other test on a paper which is more fountain pen friendly other than this. So let us check these on this diary paper which I have, and if these ones bleed or not. So let us do some checking of the inks on this paper as well. This is a great paper, and let's see if this paper does the justice with the inks. So what we'll do is that I'll start with the Elegante fine point, and so this Elegante writes beautifully on this paper. And let us check some broad nibs also, and we'll take some other color. Let's take the sapphire one now and do some dip test of sapphire one. Let's take this Advocate, and it has got a flex nib, and do some flex test also on this paper. So as you can see, the performance of the flex nib, Hello. So this works very fine, pretty fine, and you can see the appearance of the nib and the appearance of the ink on the paper. So it glides and it's smooth on the paper. It really writes pretty well, no bleeding, nothing. So let us check with another one, another fine nib. So this is the performance of the nibs. Let's check the Waterman pen, Waterman nib, and you can see the performance of these nibs when the paper is really good. Waterman fine tip with Monteverde, and you can see the color and the appearance that comes. Let us check it with the 14 karat gold nib now. And what we can use is that ruby ink. See the performance, and let's check out this once again, as it has not performed well on that paper. So this nib, we'll use it again on this paper. F27 Oliver. So as you can see, it performs perfectly fine on this paper, and these inks coming out to be very generous, very broad nibs brings out the wet quality, and the fine nibs gives you the dry quality on the paper. And if you are using a Jinhao pen, let's use the Jinhao now. You will see the performance of the Jinhao using a fire opal. This is the Jinhao 750. Here you can also see a bit of sheen while writing, and these inks comes out to be really great. So this is pretty much that I have right now in terms of reviewing these inks, and I must say that these inks are really great when it comes to the performance and the appearance on the paper. So if I would like to use some more impressions, let's use this pilot fine point. Pilot Moleton fine nib. So as you can see how beautifully it's performing on the fountain pen friendly paper. I won't say it a fountain pen friendly paper because most of the diaries are made with the paper which performs quite well with the fountain pens, and you can also use broad nibs, medium nibs, fine nibs, whatever you like. And let's see some performances in the flex nib, or some more performances of a flex nib. And I'm using Canwright Heritage right now for checking out the flex. So let's check out the flex on and you can see the impressions and the result on the next page. So So as you can see, writing with the flex nib also works pretty well on this paper. I'm not very good with flex writing, so please bear with my bad handwriting, but this is just to show you the performance of the nib on the paper with these inks, and I hope you like the appearance and the quality of these inks. Now this is being writing pretty wet, whereas if you are writing with the fine tip nibs, so it doesn't write very wet, it just writes average and dry. So let's check this box nib again. So see the difference in performance of both the nibs. I have used first the Canwright Heritage Flex nib and then the Advocate. So as you have seen the performance of all the nibs with these inks, fine, medium and broad, double broad. So I think you must have liked the video and this review of the inks. These are the inks which can be used in our daily lives and daily writings. These are a bit costlier inks, and those who are fine pen enthusiast or the ink enthusiast or those who have got a hobby to collect the inks, they should use these inks. Otherwise I won't suggest using of these inks in their daily routine. But those who can afford the inks, who can go beyond within a range of 1000 and beyond 500, they can buy these inks and can use these inks in their daily writing practices. So that's all for now, guys. I hope you have liked my video and the review that I have given you of these inks. So if you have liked the video, please do like, share and subscribe, and comment if you have got any feedbacks for these inks. Your comments are always welcome. And again, I am saying it's Corona time. Take care of yourself, be safe, and take precautions. And I'll come back with another video with some another review of a pen or a ink. And we'll meet you again. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Ciao. Vande Mataram. Jai Hind.